Hello, my name is Mwongela. I'm the CEO of Pesapal. Delighted to be here partnering with Kayana and talking about digital transformation for small to medium businesses, getting to understand how can small to medium businesses adopt and use digital innovation in order to run efficiently and grow their business. Digital transformation is the process in which a business analyzes all their internal processes from sales to marketing to finance to operations and see ways in which they can take advantage of digital innovations so that they can be more efficient, be able to do some tasks faster, and in essential, grow their business. Why is it an important move right now? Is that there are a lot of digital innovations that are taking place because of internet. There are a lot of customers who are more accessible on a digital platform that you can reach out to, and so it's important for a business to see how they can tap into these digital innovations and be able to do more. What is the importance of small businesses migration to the digital space? I believe with just the pandemic that we've gone through, the COVID-19 pandemic, there's been a lot of restrictions on movement. Trade has been naturally known to be, you set up a physical store and customers then see or find you and they walk in and they see what you're selling and they buy. And what the pandemic did is it completely halted movement, restricted people from being able to freely walk around, and also what you would have as a space that can accommodate 20, 30 people is now needing to scale down to half, a third sometimes. So it's important for any business to start looking at digital as a tool that they can use to advance their business, use less resources and still be able to achieve more and know that they can actually reach more customers with less resources. We can look at the different tools from the different aspects of a business. So we can pick sales, we can pick marketing, we can pick finance, and we can pick operations. So let's start with a simple example of sales. Every customer is now available on mobile, and every customer is actually on the internet. Okay, so they are on social media, they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, sharing, looking what's available. So already as a business, you have tools that you can use to tap into a market that already exists. If you look at Facebook, you can be able to upload a Facebook page where you can put out your products and your customers can find it easily. If you look at Instagram, you can take photos of your products and customers can be able to find it easily. So in terms of sales, there are many social tools that you can pick at no cost to actually be able to drive more sales and growth for your business. If you look at finance, right now a lot of customers are comfortable using their mobile phones to do transactions. So whether it's mobile money, whether it's their card, there are more customers willing to adopt digital so that they can be able to make their payments. So as a business, are you providing your customers the digital options that they can use to pay you? Whether they do that online, when they find you on Facebook, when they find you on your website, when they find you on Google, do they have an opportunity to actually find the product and be able to pay you because they already have that ability? And how then, when you receive these payments, how are they landing in your financial systems? How are you able to also use the same channels to pay vendors? So typically, digital payments have been a conversation where customers pay digitally, and then a business is left with the challenge of how then do they pay vendors. And when you look around, there are a lot of digital innovations that are happening, enabling a business to also pay another business digitally. So your finance can actually be turned digital. If we look at marketing, during the pandemic, one thing that we saw as Pesapal, as we enabled businesses to accept payments online, is a lot of businesses didn't know, they didn't have any information about their customers. So you've been selling, customers have been walking into your store, they buy, so you have sales, but you have no information about your customer. So you don't know who your customer is, you're not able to send email to your customers, you're not able to push a message to people who have already bought from you to start telling them you're now online. What you find with digital tools, such as social media, such as email, such as SMS, you're able to get information about your customers so that you can be able to market back to them. You also are able to get that information, analyze and start understanding who is my customer, who buys from me, What do customers typically search and find? That means maybe you had a product portfolio of 10 products, but you find that customers are consistently buying 2 or 3. So you're able to analyze and see where you reduce on your inventory and where you increase based on just data as customers are interacting with you digitally. If you look at operations internally, whether you're a service business or whether you're running a product-based business, you're able to look at your operations and see how to digitize that. If I can take an example, if you're running a product-based business and you sell honey, and you consider that you start from the whole process of putting together the beehives, putting them out, and waiting for bees to come, you harvesting and packaging the product, and finally putting out for customers to buy. What digital tools enable you to do is collect data at all these different points and put it in front of you, and you start understanding your business and making better decisions. You will be able to see, if I'm selling 10 cans of honey at the end of the week, how much time do I need from start to get to market? What is that lead time? You start understanding your business better, and digital tools make it easier for you to tap into all these data points, put it in front, and you're able to make better decisions, become more efficient, continue producing what customers need consistently in your operations. Now, if you're running a service business, on the other hand, a lot of the opportunities right now exist where the digital space is. If we take, for example, right now, a lot of businesses are looking for contact centers where they can hand over the process, where customers place a phone call, place an order, and then that order is able to be taken to the business. So if you're running that kind of business, you can actually be able to offer that service purely on a digital platform, including the calls, the emails, the tickets that are coming, and put all that information on a digital platform to be able to offer services to your customers in real time. So generally, if you're running a business, you can look at your sales and see digital tools, digital opportunities that you can take advantage of to get to the customers and be able to sell. You look at marketing, ways in which you can reach and go where the customers are, and as you interact with them, get to know who they are, get their information, and get to understand your customers better. If you're talking finance, you have the opportunity to put out digital payment options available to your customers. If, for instance, you use services such as Pesapal, you're able to put out the options for your customers to pay you on different digital platforms. And in operations, you can start capturing data, offering service digitally, and so run your business more efficiently. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And just so that we're not too technical about SEO, it's simply the way that customers are able to find you. Right now, if a customer is looking for you and they go online, the first thing they're going to do is search. So Google is one of the platforms that is so popular, so we say somebody will just Google. So the question right now, if I ask you, if I Google the service that you offer right now, is your business going to be amongst the first that will be presented? That is what SEO is about. So SEO enables you as a business to be able to put your brand out so that customers can find you at the time when they're searching for you. So they can either find your brand, they can either find your products, they can either find you based on location. And as a business, the way you achieve SEO is generally in 3 ways. One, from a platform point of view, where are you putting up information, and is that platform search engine friendly? That means if I search for the information, can it easily be found? Now, a lot of the tools that are available for businesses, such as social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, a lot of the websites are built on platforms that are already search engine friendly. So if you're having a conversation internally about the tools that you're using, then the question to always engage the people you're with, or at least to find out, is the tools and the platforms where we are, how are they search engine friendly? How are they optimized? And how can I further make sure that I'm using the right tools in the right way so that I can be easily found? So that's from the platform point of view. Secondly, there is the content. Now, when it comes to the content, a customer is usually searching for a product. So for instance, right now, if I want to buy a suit, I'm going to log into Google and I search men's suits. So on your website, is there a category that you have put that says you have men's suits, and then there are options for them to be found? And that way, when I search, the search engines such as Google are going to look around on all those platforms and then prioritize to show the ones which are actually talking about men's suits. So when you ask yourself as a business, how do you make sure from a content point of view, I am found? Ask yourself, how are customers going to search for the products that I have? So if you're selling clothes and it's men's clothes, then you have to be sure that you're using those keywords and those words as you put out your products, so that you just don't say, I sell clothes. I sell clothes, men's suits, as part of the descriptions that you're putting out on your website. If you're selling organic fruits, you just don't put out, I sell fruits or I'm a grocery store. You say, I'm an organic fruit grocery store. That means you're very specific to what the customer is looking for. And when they go online and they search for it, then they'll be able to find you. So that's keywords. The second thing about content is about location, because a lot of customers are looking for information, but a lot of it has a location angle to it. If I'm looking to buy a suit, then definitely I'm going to buy that suit in Nairobi. And that means, have you looked at your website and the content that you're putting out and making sure you're also including the location information about your business? So that, yes, it's men's suits in Nairobi, and if especially near a shopping mall or a shopping area, then you're adding that information. Making sure on content, you're giving the content that the customers are actually looking for. That's the second angle. The third angle, which is now, in the recent past, that's what the search engines have been using a lot, is the interaction that you have with your customers. So you can get it right on your platform and make sure that you're using a platform that's search engine friendly. You can also, some businesses have chosen to cheat on the content that they have, so that if people are searching for something popular, I want to be part of that search, and so you put out content. But the one thing that you cannot lie, and search engines have discovered, is that you cannot lie on the interaction that customers have with you. So if more customers are actually searching men's suits, for instance, and they find you and then they go and openly share with others about men's suits, then the search engines are taking note of the interaction around those content items or keywords that actually are relevant. And so therefore, as a business, the question is, how are you using your customers, or how are you working with your customers so as to make sure that they actually drive the agenda for your business on your behalf? An interesting concept to take is what we call the influencer marketing right now. Influencer marketing, one of the reasons why influencer marketing is so popular is because one person is able to talk about something, a product, that then generates a lot of conversation from many other people on that, and therefore a business grows their awareness online because more and more people are interacting with that product from that point of view. So the three things that you can do as a business as far as search engine optimization is concerned is make sure that you're using a platform that is search engine friendly, whether it's a website or a social media platform. A lot of the social media platforms have really been optimized. So if you're already thinking about that, you should be tapping onto platforms that exist. Secondly is the content. What are you talking about your business? What are you putting out about your product that is very specific to your business? And also talking about the location of where your business is and where customers, you can interact with customers. And on the third level is, how are you interacting with your customers, making sure that you can share, they can also pick your content and share it with others. And when they buy from you, they can actually send you reviews, because such things are easily associated with your business as the customers are interacting with it. Yeah. What are some best practices for navigating the digital tools? I think, and I believe the most important aspects to carry as you think about digital space is, one, there's a lot of things, and I think anyone can really be overwhelmed by all the digital innovations that currently exist. The first thing we say is, don't bite more than you can chew. Okay, so ask yourself, as you look in your business, what aspects of your business do you feel can immediately tap onto something that can quickly grow? What is that 20% effort you're going to put that therefore bears and leads to a result of 80% benefit? So a lot of the times, digital has shown more growth for sales. Why? The customer and the mobile phone and the internet and the growth of social media, the growth of the customer always scrolling on their Instagram feed looking for something has shown to be one of the easiest things that businesses can look at and say, how can I tap into this? And so a one post on Instagram can immediately generate audience to millions and billions of people who are online looking for this product. So the first thing to make sure that you look at is look at your business. What angle can you immediately connect into so that you avoid taking so many changes trying to adopt into every digital innovation happening, and then you get lost in it. So make sure you bite what you can chew. Secondly, there are usually some very easy wins when it comes to digital space. And that is ensuring when your customer finds your product and is ready to buy, then you're always available to ensure you engage them. The current customer is instant. They want to buy now. So if they find and they immediately like the product and they have a question and then they ask a question and it takes 2 to 3 to 4 days for you to respond, then it means it's easy for the customer to go and find whoever is going to respond to their issue at that time they're trying to make a decision, and therefore you lose a sale. So the second thing we say is if you're going to adopt digital, it means you have to commit to the effort that it is needed to make it work. And the easiest, at least when it comes to sell, is to make sure you're available. The third thing I would add is ensure that at the point when the customer interacts with your product and they're ready to buy, give them the option to pay. There are a lot of customers who are willing to find what they need, and at that point when they make the decision, they want to pay and know that it will come. So if you're running a business, you're putting out your sales, you're putting out your products, you're putting out your services, give the customer the option to pay you, because a lot of the customers are open to committing to a sale. And also you as a business means you start serving more customers who have actually placed their payment, and you're serving more sales with the assurance of revenue. Lastly, when we talk about digital, we talk about security, we talk about privacy. Security because every now and then there is a lot of abuse and fraud that is happening online. So you make sure that the platforms that you're dealing with, whether you're on social, whether on your website, are actually secured, so that even as your customers come onto the platforms, they are confident to interact with you and they know that they are dealing with you. An angle about security that is important and tied into marketing is what other customers are actually saying about your business online. Yeah. So one easy way for a customer to make a decision that I'm dealing with a business that I can trust is seeing what other customers have actually said. So make sure you're dealing on a secure platform, and also give opportunity for other customers who you've dealt with to give a review of the safety of your products. Secondly is an issue of privacy that is becoming a conversation that we're having now, along the digital space, is how safe do your customers feel giving you their information. So if I buy from you and I've given you my name, my email, and my phone, how secure do I know that you will not take that information and share it with other third parties? So you buy from one product, then suddenly you start receiving SMSs from others. So you have to ask yourself, how are you making sure that information that customers give you on all these digital platforms is actually treated with the privacy that it needs? So 4 things when you're looking at digital space. 1 is make sure you don't bite more than you can chew. Pick places where you put in some 20% effort and you get 80% in returns. 2, when you're selling, you have to be there. You have to commit to do the work. So if whatever digital innovation that you pick, you have to commit to be there and do the work that's needed. 3, and as a point of payment, make sure if you're selling and you're putting anything online on your product, on your service, put the option for the customer to pay you, because at that point, the decision is made on a purchase. Give them that opportunity for them to complete. Look at pesapal.com. You'll be able to see how we're enabling businesses to be able to put out digital payments online. And lastly, security and privacy, to be able to ensure your customers are feeling safe with their information and as they buy from you. Probably I want to talk about how Pesapal started. For a long time, we engaged in the business of building websites and building mobile applications for different businesses. And what you realize is a lot of businesses are looking to build a website or build a mobile application so that they can easily reach their customers. Okay, and a lot of times after you've been able to build onto that success and drive traffic to websites, drive downloads for mobile applications, we found that when the customers are ready to buy, when you don't give them that opportunity to complete the sale, then you'll have a lot of interest from customers, a lot of inquiries, but very small number of them are converting to actual sales. And so we saw it as an opportunity to be able to build a product that enables a business that adopts digital innovations, digital tools for their sales, for their marketing, to reach out to customers, to be able to complete the process of buying. And we saw that in two ways. There are some customers who will come and find you online, find you on your website, find you on Facebook, find you on Instagram, and after they see the product and they like what everybody else has said or somebody confirmed, then at that point they will be willing to pay you. And we provide the options for mobile money, Visa, and other card options for a customer to actually be able to pay you. The other model we saw is some people will go online, find what it is that they're looking for, but then they want to come and engage at your store or at your premise. And at that point, the customer is still, holding a mobile phone for mobile money, still having their card or their card linked to their phone. And so when they come to interact with you, they want to have that flexibility on choosing how to pay you. So the more options you have at premise, then the better for you. So as Pesapal, we offer a point of sale platform where your customers can walk into your premise and be able to make payments on mobile money, on Visa, and other card options at your premise. Now that we've touched on different areas of digital transformation, seeing why it's important and ways in which businesses can tap into digital innovations, let's pick some examples that we can analyze to understand how can these businesses, tap into the growth of digital tools available to businesses. We'll pick three businesses. We can start with a beauty product business. If you're selling a beauty product, one of the easiest ways to be able to grow awareness and let others know is use your customers, your existing customers. So a lot of the times when somebody is making a decision on a beauty product, the first thing that they want to know is, has it worked for somebody else? And for that person, what was that experience that they had? So if you're looking at the digital space and you have a beauty product and you want to ask yourself, how can you maximize? The first thing that you need to do is make sure that you're on digital platforms that enable you to collect feedback from customers, which then you can reiterate that feedback on other platforms as you market. And so if you have customers who have bought from you, you're seeking feedback from them. If you have a Facebook page, you have Facebook reviews that you can send to them and ask them, just write for me a review, let me know how the product is. By default, any person going online to buy a beauty product is first checking what other people have said about it. So tap into platforms where people can give you feedback, source for it, go out to your WhatsApp, whenever you're interacting with a customer, get feedback, and use that feedback on your digital platforms so that customers can get to know what your product is about. You'll be able to easily achieve your sales on digital if you're having positive feedback for your beauty product. We can pick another business, let's say a fashion business. So you're a fashion designer, you design, you create, and then you sell, or people come to you with designs, original designs, and then you are able to look at it, find the material, and you build for them. One of the things about fashion design is people are always looking for your ability and your craft, basically, your ability to sell your craft. And so if we're able to relate with you, see what your craft looks like, what do your end products look like? Now, the challenge you have is that you can't go and download material, or rather download things that you think you can do and then put them on your platforms. People are able easily to pick that this is just, downloaded end products or downloaded products. People are able to tell basically fake pictures. So what you can do is, if you're a fashion designer, you're taking pictures of your work, you're putting it on your social profiles. I always say one of the most consumed media right now is video. So a simple video showing your drawing, creating, and your end product creates an authentic belief in your end product, and we get to see your craft in its entirety. So use platforms, Instagram, Facebook, that are allowing you to put out your videos, put out your pictures. If you engage customers or models who can actually come and dress, and you take photos in good environments, good good backgrounds to be able to capture that and put it online, you'll be able then to drive a conversation and interact with your customers, and naturally your optimization in terms of people coming and finding you will be easier and easier. If we pick service business, let's say you're a coach. I think if you're a coach and you're in Africa, one of the biggest challenges you'll have is to change our mentality around mentorship, around training, and one of the opportunities you have, or one of the things that you can do, is first make sure that we know that you exist. So if I go and I search and I'm looking for a coach in personal finance, if I search for personal finance coach, are you amongst the first people that is being displayed, because you've put out a profile with yourself, talking about the services that you give and explaining in detail what they are. If you're a coach, you also have an opportunity to put out videos talking about how and the process that you go around with building somebody's profile, because a lot of our current community, a lot of our current society has a challenge understanding how does my relationship with a coach help me. A lot of the times it's, I ask you and I hope you have the answer for me, but a lot of the times what people need is they already have the answers, they need to be pulled out. So how are you showing content that enables people to connect with your craft, make sure that your profile says of the services that you give, so that first we can find you, and when we find you, we connect in an authentic way with you, and we believe in what you can offer. Something else that we need to talk about, and a question that is often asked by a lot of small to medium businesses, is around websites. So a lot of businesses want to know, should I build a website? If I build a website, how can I build a website? What options do I have? And I think if we just look at our current digital space, there are around 3 things that a business can do around a website. And one of it is what is readily available for free. A lot of social media allows you as a business to go and put out a page about your business. You explain your business, you put your contacts, you put your location, and you start putting content and photos of your products. So social media is an easy place to start. Any business today can pick up their phone, open a Facebook page, open an Instagram page, have a Twitter page, have a WhatsApp for business chat, and start engaging your customers today. So one of the options you have on being online, from a website point of view, is just using social media. Another option businesses have, there are platforms that now enable you to build your own website. So if you're resourceful, you're excited about technology, and you want to be able to put out a website, you go to these tools. An example is Shopify. Another example is Wix. You go and register an account, and it enables you to say, I want my website to have 5 pages. You put out the 5 pages, you put your logo, you put the content on those pages, and you say you want this website to be published in your name.com. So if you have a business, say Kayana can choose to say Kayana.com, and they are running a business, and so they'll be able to publish that. So that's using services that have been put out to enable any business owner to build their own website, and they are easy to use tools. Some businesses want to control the whole ecosystem of the customer journey, how our brand is presented, and so they desire to have a fully fledged website that they build by themselves. And for you to be able to do this, you probably need to engage a developer or a web design agency, a website building agency that will charge you a fee to put up a website according to your needs. And so you can define what you want, say what functionality you want on that website, how you want it to look, and how you want the information to be handled on that website. A lot of the times, the advice to small to medium businesses is, if you're going to commit to have a fully fledged website, then you also have to commit to the effort that is required to make it functional and run. So rather than just have a basic 5-page website that is there talking about your business and it stays that way for the whole year, you're looking at building a website that you will spend time often every month to update, talk about the products, even if it's just updating new photos, being able to talk about what you've been able to achieve in that month, and also build ways that you can showcase your social media feeds on your website. That means your website is staying fresh, and you're able to show more than just same information, stale information for a whole year. Now, when we talk about websites, we cannot run away from the concept of security and privacy. Okay, and when you talk about security, is the information that customers, as they come to interact with you on your website, how is the information they're giving on that website being collected securely, being transferred securely, and being stored securely. Okay, so whenever you're building a website, whether you decide to go do your Facebook page, a simple process, or whether you use platforms that exist to build websites, or whether you engage an agency, one of the things that you need to understand from a requirements point of view is how information is being handled. Is it secure? Am I the only one who has access, or are the people who have access to the information the only ones who should? So if you're doing online on Facebook, on Instagram, and anywhere you build online on social media, who has login access to your pages? Two, if you're using hosted solution or existing solution, who has access? And also just getting to understand how those platforms secure your information to avoid security breach cases. And then if you're using an agency or a developer to build your fully fledged website, how is your engagement ensuring that once the development is done, you're taking back all the resources and the assets where your website is, so that you manage and ensure you're securing all the data being collected, and you're the only one who has access to that. Now, the second concept of privacy is especially in recent conversation, being addressed from an abuse point of view. So if you're collecting information from customers and you're storing it securely, the question is, what are you doing with that information after the sale? So a lot of laws have been put in place around taking information and just bulk and flooding customers with spam messages, telling about things that they're actually not interested in. Or you taking that information, giving to a third party and telling them it's okay, you can tell these customers about your product. Now, as much as you might think you're helping a friend by taking that information and giving that information to our business, you're actually in breach of contract, of privacy policies that are in place as far as information is concerned. So you need to understand that when you're collecting the information from the customer, is they have given you that information in trust. So you can only use it for the purposes that they have either confirmed to you that you can, or something that relates to your business. So it should never feel to a customer that, one, they're coming to give you the information and it's not securely handled. Somebody can probably pick this information for something else, or you're going to breach their privacy in that you can share their data with other people without their consent. That is, those are two concepts that you always have to think about when you're talking about websites, talking about anything that you're going to do